Sorry, I'm excited. So today, I'm very, very enthusiastic about this. Netflix has made a American adaptation of the well-beloved series Death Note. You and I, big fans of this series. Oliver knows hardly anything about it.
I don't watch anime, because I have a light.
Yeah, so he's going into this pretty much blind. You know a little bit about Death Note.
I saw, half of the first movie, or the movie.
There was a Japanese live-action one that was okay, and you saw a bit of that. I really want to introduce you to Fullmetal Alchemist. It's a really good series.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a man made of metal who practices alchemy.
Well,
and he goes, oi, it's raining, I'm gonna get rust in my joints again. Full Metal Alchemist.
Basically, yes.
There's parts
that's basically part of it, and that's actually something that happens.
That is actually an issue that they come across.
Get it oiled.
So I've seen every trailer that's come out for this. I had a little bit of a mixed feeling about this. I didn't really like how Light looked, but as time went on, and a lot of people hate it. I was a little bit indifferent to it until the last trailer of this dropped, and I found out that Danny Defoe?
William.
Because I always get Danny DeVito and William
Dafoe.
Dafoe. I always get their names mixed up. I love them both. When we found out that William Dafoe was going to be Ryuk, who is a fantastic character.
He is.
That's pretty much our entire reason for wanting to watch this movie. There's going to be a lot of backlash from this movie, regardless of whether or not it's good or bad. I feel like it's going to be very much like...
It's going to be controversial.
Yeah. Elle is black in this.
Whoa! You can't just come out with that, man. You need to break it down for people. That's a big deal.
This guy was a little bit surprised by that, when the trailer dropped for that.
Elle is supposed to be...
For the entire trailer, who's that guy?
You can tell because Elle has a certain way of sitting, and you
Yeah.
kind of look, and you're like, that's Elle.
He has a birthmark in the shape of an L.
Fuck him. So just to give a brief summarization or whatever of the actual series, for those who don't know, Death Note is about a guy who gets a book from a death god. If he writes a person's name in the book when he thinks about his face, he can kill people.
Wait, he gets the ability to kill people, or they die?
They die if you write his name in the book.
So he's just so you see him just he writes the school bully's name in the book, and then you see him pick up a gun and he's like, I'm okay with this.
Alright, well, I'm not going to go into the semantics about how the Death Note works, but that's basically it. It will
It's not explained.
So basically, it turns you into a mass murderer.
It doesn't turn you into one. You can choose to use it. Don't
they? No, from the little I know, don't they just die in some accident or something?
It depends on how you do it.
It's not him.
Because you can choose how they die. If you just write their name, they die of a heart attack. But if you
and you could
go into the specifics.
I saw a Simpsons parody of it a while ago.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
There was a very good Simpsons parody.
So it's not that they suddenly become okay with killing someone.
No,
it's that which they would have to be if they were going to fucking write the name down anyway. It's just the book. It's the book gives them the motivation. It's you can do it. Remember back in grade 5 when you pulled your pants down in front of the girl you like.
The person that if you write the name in the Death Note, they don't die. They instantly want to kill people.
What if you write Death Note in the Death Note?
Nothing happened.
What if you write
Nothing
death?
happened.
What if you write death itself?
What if you drew a person's face in the Death Note?
Yeah, what happens if you drew... What happened...
It would just write back at you. You're a shit artist.
Who
is this?
It's like the book from the second Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Where fucking Tom Riddle responds.
It's like you're a shit artist.
Back on topic. Elle is just a really, really, really amazing investigator who tries to solve the whole Kira case. Because as a bunch of criminals die, because Kira's Light, who is Kira, he's killing all these different criminals. I'm terrible at summarizing plots and shit.
There's a guy killing people and there's people investigating.
Yeah, and he wants to we're very excited to see this. You're probably less excited to see this.
Why does the dog smell like peas? I just smell peas and
Okay, well you need hugs.
I killed 5
and we're
people
gonna go into
week.
a commercial break, and we'll come back to you once we've seen the movie. Alright, so we just got back from watching Death Note. What did you think, Oliver?
It was pretty damn awesome.
It was pretty damn awesome?
That was a fucking excellent film.
Camera
Very
work.
good cinematography.
Yeah, the cinematography was really artsy and really cool. All the worries that I had about the trailers, a lot of it was just to do with set pieces. Some of the lines were a bit offhanded, they just felt a bit weird. They work really well in this movie. like, they changed a bunch of stuff in this movie. I complained about some of that stuff during the movie. Like, some of the rules were a little bit altered, and the characters were switched around a little bit. In the original, Light is a manipulating son of a bitch who is very uncaring towards people. But in this one, he's a bit more empathetic, he's a lot kinder. He's like a lot more human.
He's a lot more empathetic
towards other people.
The only criticism I probably have is that they didn't have the music from the original series.
Yeah.
And it's like everything else is basically good.
Yeah.
For it being a movie.
Yeah.
You can't just have everything that was in the original series because that wouldn't have translated.
It really wouldn't have. I do want to stress, this is a very interesting interpretation of the source material. If you didn't like Misa from the original series, you're gonna fucking love her in this movie.
Yeah.
Because she was very manipulative. She kind of did what Light did in the original. Flipping, their whole relationship status, I guess. Or their whole dynamic as a pair.
And she's not just the dumb, blonde,
No,
trashy model.
no. She does actually, like in the original series, she is a bit of a block in Light's road to being God of the New World or whatever. She's just a bit of a problem, and that's kind of her entire point. In this movie, that's presented in a way that would make sense. She's really wanting to be a part of his world and trying to be Kira with him, to a point where she does rash decisions that ultimately lead to more problems than good. William Dafoe, and I don't remember who played... Was it Nat Wolff that played L? I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm going to put his name on screen. The guy who played L, this is the guy. Cool guy! This guy is one of the funnier people in the movie. He did his character really, really well.
I think I was kind of skeptical of making L black, obviously, because,
The original character was just, super pale.
He was supposed to look sickly, bags under his eyes.
He looked sickly in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Which was good.
But, the guy he didn't look sickly, but he had the big, wide, open, staring, beady eyes.
Because I have not viewed the source material, I can't make, I can't really judge, I can't make, compare it. But, personally, I think it was great.
Yeah.
I think the cinematography was excellent.
So
There was
artsy.
some of the lines, some of the dialogue in the film was
really
fucking
cool.
poetry. It was
was.
really, really well done. There was,
Yeah.
I can't think of anything because I have a great memory, but some
like
of it...
the Icarus line.
The Icarus
Yeah.
line where Light and Elle are in a cafe of sorts, and they have their first real dispute in person, which was so fucking brilliantly acted. Those two, the main leads of the movie, perfect. They couldn't have been casted any better. A lot of people saying Zac Efron should have been Light because he looked like him for a while.
That's so trash.
Yeah, I like Zac Efron, but I don't think he would have done justice.
He's not supposed
He's
to
not-
be super muscly like he is.
No, but at the time people liked him because he had the hair that looked like him and he looked like the part.
Yeah, the hair that
he
looked
didn't-
like his face.
Well, I'll show you a
His
picture.
style.
Here's a picture of the two. When he was like Light, sorry.
Like Light.
And this is Light, I guess, from the original. And this is the film interpretation of Light. They don't look very similar. I think, actually, on this point, the original, the live-action Japanese movies actually struggled with this because they made them look so close to the original characters. They looked ridiculous.
They looked really freaking
It was really bad cosplay.
Yeah, it really was though. They actually cut his hair and gelled it up to be exactly like the anime book.
They did that with Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Yeah.
They gave him the same hairstyle.
Yeah,
But that worked in that movie.
What if they made him bald and had just 3 sprigs in the middle? That would have been so. Gotta stick
And
to the
a
source
giant
material,
prosthetic
guys.
nose that is always on the side.
Oh yeah. It's like,
so
go stick
good.
to the source material. It's like, kid, we're gonna break your nose and shave you bald. You okay with that? Too bad. We signed the contract already.
Your soul belongs to Fox now.
Oh my god! Gee, I feel like that's what a lot of the X-Men actors were like for a while. I love the X-Men movies.
You are 20
They are very, very
Fox.
flawed, but I love them.
This film was very inspiring to me as well as a filmmaker because there's a lot of amazing techniques that they did within the narrative and the cinematography and the sound design as well. And sound design is something that I'm not particularly good at, and it's something I want to learn a bit more because I'm shit at it. But just the way everything was presented and put together, it was just amazing.
The CG was pretty good too.
Oh, absolutely.
And they had some crazy imagery of like him reading a book with like a death god in it, and he looked like the original Iriuk kind of.
Yeah, but they also tried to make it look a lot more like the traditional art from that era,
Yeah,
which I
right.
appreciate because they're trying to make it.
Yeah, but
Close
it's
to
supposed to be both, you know. That's like they're
Yeah.
saying here's the roots and the mythology to it.
Yeah, like the in-world mythology, and that's really, really clever.
See, now if I was to go and watch the series now, I'd probably
I don't think you'd like.
I would probably stick to this
Yeah.
because this is the first thing that I viewed. So it'd be like I'd watch the original series. It'd be like that's shit because the movie was like this.
I'm a little bit.
Can't change it.
Yeah.
I'm like, but that was before. One thing I really loved was when they did a lot of stuff with pulling the focus. So that's just a normal film technique to have the focus on the person who's speaking, and then everything in the background is sort of blurred out. That's
Yeah.
just a standard thing. But one thing they used this to their advantage to show Ryuk in the background
Yeah.
with his fucking glowing eyes, and the way they did it just makes him seem so much more ominous and creepy.
Yeah.
And they did such a good job with that by showing showing light in the foreground.
Yeah.
Looking at the book or whatever, and in the background you just see these blurry, glowy specks. And I don't know. It's a very minute detail, but I think it really added to the overall
Yeah.
feel of the film. It was really cool.
Yeah.
I think this film was definitely going for a very different vibe to the original source material, particularly in their like portrayal of Ryuk, because in the original he'd like. With this movie, they made him out to be like this monster, which makes sense because of how he looks and how he acts and whatever.
Also, the
But
fact
in-
that he's a demon.
Yeah.
He's just a monster.
He's
Well,
also
it's
kind of
Shinigami
funny
to
at some
death.
points.
Yeah, he still is jokey, which is really cool, and he's like childish, just like he was in the original series.
Yeah.
But
I want a ball.
in the original series, he was just kind of there. He looked terrifying, but didn't phase Light after their first meeting, and that just kind of added to like the strangeness of the story. In this, they cast him in a very negative light on purpose, and
Yeah.
like I do like the fact that all of these characters are evil to some extent, just like in the original.
Yeah.
Which works really well with the quote that the father says that is reinforced by Light twice, I think.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to pick the lesser of two evils, which is a really good summation of the actual series itself. But yeah, to sum things up, this movie was great. Adam Wingard, you're fantastic. I am very happy with this result. As a longtime fan of the story, good job.
This was a brilliant film.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm not much of a person for anime, never really have been, other than Pokemon when I was 7, which was the shit. But this has definitely inspired me to actually check out the main series a bit more.
As you go, I'm gonna get really close to the camera and play a song. Get the movie. Subscribe
To Keemstar.
to Kim.
Subscribe to Keemstar!
Thank you.